Hello everybody, welcome back to a new What If. This What If is going to be what if Deku had a corrupted copy quirk. This is going to be a brand new series, and a new one originally. I know there's a copy quirk of Deku's, but I've never seen one person who made a corrupted copy quirk version. So I'm going to make my own. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. I'm probably going to drop this after 4 or 5. Either I'll leave you on cliffhanger or anything else. Let's continue. When Izuku finally discovered his quirk, it wasn't something he expected. He had a quirk that allowed him to copy other quirks, but when the doctor said it could copy quirks, Izuku was a little confused. He said, "Oh, what do you mean by that?" The doctor will respond that when you copy quirks, you can copy any type of quirk. It doesn't matter what it is or what it needs. But it'll make them unstable when you copy them. They can either be stronger, weaker, or their backlashes, or any downsides to it would be worse, or either be better or worse. Like, let's say someone has a quirk that allows them to shoot ice. Let's say they can only fire ice 2 times because it can't handle that much cold. Well, you could potentially have it to 20 strike until you finally get cold, or it could just take 1 strike to make you freeze up. You can copy anything in anyone's quirk, anything's in anyone's quirk at all. But another backlash is that it will hurt the person. It'll make them feel like if something of them is being taken. They wouldn't scream because they couldn't. Well, from that's what we would gain. But try it on. Okay, assistant come out. An assistant came out. Okay, an assistant came in. I meant to say came in. And he said, "Yeah, doctor. Well, I'm gonna need you to let him copy a quirk." Alright. Izuku would hold his hand, but with a shaky tone, saying, "Does it hurt?" And a guy could not speak. He was frozen. And after 5 seconds of it, Izuku let his hand go, and the dude automatically jumped back, screaming, and automatically said, "Get away from me!" What the heck was that? It felt like something was being ripped from me. I couldn't even scream. Okay, sorry, kid. Yours is just the weirdest, most painful copy quirk I've ever felt. What? Are you okay? Yes, I'm okay, kid. Dang, that hurt. But you wanna know what my quirk is? It allows me to heal people. It can't do anything major, only bruise. All it can do is just heal. It can heal small cuts and small bruises. But it takes up, but consumes energy. Not a lot though. That did hurt. Okay, Zuku, let's see if your quirk made it either more powerful or more weaker. Okay, I'm gonna do a little injury on myself. The doctor getting out a little surgical knife and gave himself a little cut. Okay, Zuku. Okay, kid. Okay, Izuku Midora, try to heal this. Izuku would heal it, but it would automatically heal. As soon as Izuku touched the doctor's arm, every single injury within that man automatically disappeared. The cut, any sickness he had, literally everything was healed. I feel much better. Huh. So I'm guessing yours either got way more stronger or way more just way more useful. Do you feel any backlashes? No. It just took a lot of energy. Not a lot. It, it made me a little bit sleepy. Zuko shaked it off and went back to Inko. Inko was happy that her baby boy could become a hero and had a quirk. Both of them said goodbye and went back home, celebrating by having Izuku's favorite meal. I can't pronounce it because I'm not Japanese. I'm pretty sure if I did, I would butcher the name. I'd just say I don't know, just some random food. And the next day, Izuku would tell Katsuki Bakugo about his quirk. Bakugo would tell Izuku to get away from him and to never touch him. But Izuku said, "What's wrong, Kachan? What's wrong? You can copy my quirk. You can literally, you're nothing but a leech. Get away from me." Izuku would then just leave him, but he would be extremely sad that he lost a friend. But this would not be the end of anything. Over the years, Izuku would figure out other things. If the quirk changed his body, would she copy someone's quirk by accident, he learned that he could not turn it off. If he even touched a person, even if he didn't want to copy the quirks, he would copy it permanently. He would accidentally copy the quirk of someone who could, so a mutation type where they would have scales on their body. The scales would just be as hard as wood. When Izuku touched him and used the quirk, Izuku's thing would be way less stable. He could not. He would only be able to. It would only go up. It would only go into his arms and legs. The man, his entire body was covered in them. He wasn't. And not only that, something weird was happening. There was floating words. Everyone could see them, including him. They said one word: error. They kept saying error, error, all around his body. And when Izuku would unlock enough, would get the quirk of someone whose quirk is sound based, his voice would not be the same. It would glitch and not sound anything like before. Izuku would try it multiple times to try to fix it, but he couldn't. But not only that, his quirks were starting to cause him pain. Anything that would involve mutation or would change anything in his body, it would cause way more pain. A couple of quirks that were supposed to have something to prevent that wouldn't work. Other quirks would be too unstable for him to use for too long. Others so unstable that if he even used it once, it would make him cough up blood. He didn't want his quirk. At first, he thought it was cool. Inko did as well, so she let him copy her quirk. It was stronger, but it had way more of a limited thing, where he could only do it for 10 feet. He could lift anything that was as much as he weighed. But Izuku would not be able to do much with it. He would even copy a couple enhancement quirks, but even then, it wouldn't work. Over the years, Izuku barely used his quirk because it started to cause pain. Anything that was either powerful or weak would sometimes not have the thing that would prevent pain from happening to him or not hurting him. He would have several scars on his body and several injuries to him. Some being permanent, some being inside internal injuries and outside internal injuries and outside injuries. Inko didn't want Izuku to get hurt, so she would tell him not to use his quirk unless he really needed to use it. He would do this, but then now we go to the canon time. Now we go to, the starting of the anime. Izuku is running down the block and and it stopped because of a attack. God damn. And I'm pretty sure we all know what happens afterwards, all that. But when Izuku is about to leave school, when Izuku is about to... why am I not that great at remembering things? I swear I have the worst memory of anyone. Well, Izuku, when they called out when Bako is going to go to school, is going to try to go to UA, and when they said he was trying to go to UA, people would murmur. It was saying, yeah, he might have a shot. Who knows how many quirks he has? Especially since he can make him, especially some of them were previously weak and not strong as hell. Izuku would hear this because of a quirk he picked up by accident. He helped an old woman. He helped a random person. Over the years, he was able to get his quirk not to hurt as much, just to feel like if someone to feel like static shock. That was he could do that, but internal doing that, he would inflict the pain on himself. He'd be doing that all the time to make sure nobody would get hurt by accident. So he would hear them from the quirk. The quirk was the exact same. Nothing changed. The only difference was that, unlike the previous user, we could only hear about 20 feet away from them. Now he can hear everything. Well, and he would hear everything they were saying. Someone would call his quirk villainous because he really needs to take the quirks from others. Izuku would murmur underneath his breath, saying, "That's not how it works. I don't take their quirks, I just copy them." Izuku would not care about this because he's gotten used to it, but he'd still be sad because people still think of him like that. Then Izuku would be approached by Bakugo. But Izuku would no longer follow Bakugo because he finally realized that he would no longer be his friend ever. Izuku dodged out of the way before he could get blasted off. You damn Deku! Why the hell are you trying to get in your way? Get the hell out of my way, you leech! Only quirks like mine can get into UA. I'm the only one in this damn classroom you ever have a chance to get in. Now go learn your lesson. Now learn your lesson and get the hell out of UA, you bastard. Bakugo, you can't use a quirk on school grounds. Whatever. He walked back to his desk. When it was the end of the day, Izuku would pack up his stuff quickly to get out of the class first. He would get out of the class immediately, but by running, he accidentally did it to another person. The quirk would be useful later on. When Izuku went underneath the underpass, he murmured to himself that it doesn't matter what quirk I have. It just matters how I use it. It doesn't. No, Izuku, you can still be a hero. It's okay. Since he was murmuring to himself, he wouldn't hear the sludge villain creeping behind him. Well. What's this here? A skin suit? I didn't know that freak was in town. But you are going to help me, kid. Izuku would turn back and would not be able to turn back in time. As he tried to run, it was too late. He would be consumed by the sludge villain. And when Izuku would try to see which quirk of his could actually work against him, none of them would. He only had a couple of quirks. None of them would be able to help him with the situation. But then Izuku found another quirk. He didn't know he had it. It was a quirk that allowed him not to be captured. That allowed him to go through slime and any liquids, but he had to hold his breath. Izuku would struggle, but he would be able to force the sludge villain out But there's another quirk called vomiting. It would allow him to vomit anything that was inside of his body. It was pretty useful in these type of situations. Then he would hold his breath, and then the sludge villain, and then he would pass right through the sludge villain. His clothes wouldn't come off though, and he would automatically try to run. The sludge villain would continue to try to get him. No matter what he did, his sludge would always slide off of him. Even if he tried to do impact attacks, like using hands, it wouldn't work. He would finally be able to get out of there, and sludge villain said, "Damn it! I have to find another skin suit. Where the hell am I gonna find?" No. And All Might comes and uses Texas Smash on him. Yeah, Izuku and All Might wouldn't meet. I don't want Izuku to get one for all. I am gonna make him do other things though. Izuku, and that means no sludge instance, just so you know, nothing like that. Izuku would come home, still depressed of how much Bakugo's changed over the years. He used to be a person who actually used to get along, even though he had a little bit of a attitude. It was nothing compared to how he is now. He wishes his Bakugo never got his quirk. But while he was saying that, something in his mind was telling him he could take his quirk, but he had to collect other quirks to do it. He would be agreeing with it. He would be saying, "Yes, I can make him back to how he was. I can turn him into a real hero." No, Izuku, no. Where'd that come from? Unbeknownst to him, his quirk actually had a little bit of a feature. It was actually a manifestation. It was actually sentient. Izuku's quirk would not talk to him to the years because he didn't want to get found out. He wouldn't know this, but it would. It would make him. It wanted Izuku to be alone, so it could control him, so it can manipulate him to do what it wants. Collect and corrupt all quirks. He sees quirks as nothing but just something to collect. Izuku wouldn't. Then Inko would call out to him, it's dinner time. And the next 10 months, he would begin his training. He would try to max out his quirk as much as he could. He would be exercising, running, and lifting garbage off the beach. Yes, I'm still gonna make him do that, because he's gonna have to get muscle mass to actually be able to lift heavier things. He only has 2 enhancement quirks, but they're not that strong. One can enhance how much he could lift. Another one could enhance how much he weighed. Like from I don't know, like 100 pounds to 2 tons. But that would make it extremely hard to move. Izuku continued to do this until he would find someone on the other side of the beach. 2 people. He would find a skinny man getting small amounts of garbage and putting it onto a small heap of junk. He would walk there and ask the man, "Excuse me, sir, why are you here? And are you okay?" This was All Might, or Skinny Might, as the fandom calls him, I think. I can barely remember anything. Kid, what are you here for? Oh, I'm actually trained for the UA exam. I'm getting rid of the garbage here, so I can enhance my quirk. so I can make my quirk go better. Ah, kid. So you're trying to make yourself go your way? What's your quirk? It's corrupted copy. Wait, what? It's corrupted copy. My quirk can copy any quirk, no matter what it is. But it's corrupted. It can either be stronger, weaker, its backlash can be worse, or time limit can be more or less, anything. It's completely random. And whenever I use it, whenever it's a mutation or whenever it's a mutation type, I always see words saying error, error. I only have one mutation type quirk, but it always says that on those body parts that have it. The other quirks, I don't have the others. Another quirk I have allows me to create small balls of light. And in the previous uses, light was, well, you could change it from white, red, or any color. Mine are purely whites, but they have the same errors. Huh. Okay, kid. Let me help you train you. And let's see how far you can go. Huh. But why do you want to be a hero? Want to have the fame, money, or glory? No, I want to be like All Might, to save people with a smile on my face. So when they see me, they know they don't have to fear anything. And I'll also make sure that anyone has a quirk that people call villainous or just anything bad, I'll make sure they don't get treated how they are. And I'll make sure to do that with quirkless people as well. I want people to be treated fairly. I want people to be treated equally. I want to be like All Might and smile in the face of danger. Huh. So you really want to be here that bad? You have a good heart, kid. Alright, how many quirks do you have at the moment? I only have 7. Oh, wait, you can permanently copy them? Yes. A little weird, isn't it? No, it's actually pretty useful. But kid, let's introduce ourselves. Oh, I'm Izuku Midoriya. And you are? My name, kid, is Tashinori Yagi. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Tashinori Yagi. Just call me Tashi. Okay. Well then just call me Izuku. Okay, kid. Let's start your training. And let's see how far you go. Thanks. Now, let's begin.